Hello, and you are listening to the first episode of Questboard. My name is Brandon,
And my name's Tiffany.
and we have a list of job postings that you would see on a standard tavern board, in which it's purely the prompt of whatever the text is going to say. We're going to find one at random, and we're going to construct a side quest based off of that prompt. But first, Tiffany, hit me with a disclaimer.
We are not professional writers in any way, shape, or form. At least we don't claim to be. We just like tabletop RPGs, and we do this for fun.
Pretty much. So, you have a D100, right?
Yep.
Okay, roll that for me.
31.
31. I have the thing physically. Okay. Wow.
Ruffling.
Okay, this is interesting for first episode. Magnificent
okay.
7. Our villagers are overheard bandits who plan on raiding our town in 1 week. We seek 7 or more strong warriors who will help defend us.
That seems like a big party.
Yeah, I thought this was gonna be for like standard parties.
I mean,
But obviously this is a play off of that Japanese
any game
movie.
master could add NPCs at that point. Like, if your party is only 5, cool, these 2 NPCs are going to join you.
So should we just make like 3 NPCs that they have?
Yeah.
So let's assume that it's a party of 4.
Okay.
Of 4 players.
That seems like a good
And
midpoint.
we gotta think of 3 extravagant NPCs to help fight along with them.
Oh, well, the first one I'm thinking of is the gritty, like probably something sticking out of his mouth, either cigarette or maybe a piece of straw if you don't like smoking. Like the hat covering one eye, the hair is
Oh, you mean
long
the
and greasy.
lead kind of like samurai that you always see?
Yes, but my brain went straight to cowboy. But samurai could work too.
No, I'm
But
just
yeah,
talking about like it being that's usually the quote unquote stereotype.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, the one who doesn't talk much, the one who, like, your stereotypical, I am amazingly strong, fear me by just looking at me kind of guy.
Okay, but what is unique about him?
He's actually really nice.
Like overtly nice.
Yeah, he just looks scary, but deep down inside, and like he may sound scary too, but he's actually a really nice guy.
Oh wait,
And
but if he's overly nice, then like he doesn't even want to kill bandits because he's like, no, they're people too, and the party has to actually convince him to actually fight.
that he will fight to convince the party to catch the bandits and turn them in like a good, lawful person would do. He would totally be lawful good.
Oh, you're thinking like he won't ever do like non like lethal damage. He will always do like non-lethal.
Yeah.
Okay, and then just like, does he like detest any like any party killing or anything like that?
He probably would not be your friend after that for sure.
I mean, that could create like conflict or anything like that.
I mean, that's always fun. All right, what do we have for another character?
Extra. What if like another character is just like kind of like bardish, and he's just like I want to say like that stereotypical like Outlander or like the always running away from like the wife's husband kind of thing. And then just like wanted to like join up on this thing as a way to just make a new poetry or like song out of it.
He wants to write the ballad of this story.
Yeah, but then he's like overly like using fancy words to the point like just like being very haughty about it.
Like over exaggerating every little detail, and honestly,
And just constantly every time like the party does something, he's like talking out loud about how to phrase what they just did in a poetry kind of way.
Yeah. Honestly, I could totally imagine this character being either male or female or anywhere in between. Like that fits both bills. Like it
Yeah,
basically
it's
just a
purely
bard
the
that over his head.
personality of annoyance.
Yes. That would totally be beautiful.
And I think that would be like one of the like first NPCs that will easily join without question.
It's like, I will join you on your epic quest to get rid of some bandits. Because that's totally an epic quest.
Actually, wait, real quick, why? Now we gotta think of like, why is like this one's very straightforward. Our village overheard bandits who plan on raiding the town in 1 week. We need 7 or more strong warriors who will help defend us. Like,
why 7?
No, I'm like, why would the bandits want to attack the village? And why would it be like so like important to plan that it's a week ahead? Like, why would attacking a village need planning?
Because there will be a delivery coming on that day. It will only be stopping in town for that day, but it will be at its most vulnerable. This is a high-priced item or items in a very well-guarded stagecoach or van or whatever your world.
Items or person?
Either, honestly. It's just something that these bandits really want will only be in town that day and at its most vulnerable. So that's how they found out these bandits are going to be there, because that thing is going to be there, and they overheard the bandits talking about it.
Oh, wait. I just got something. Okay. What if it's like a Robin Hood situation where the bandits are actually the good guys? And let's say like this job posting is like from like the baron of this village, you know, the mayor. Like, let's say a baron is in charge of like this village, right?
Right.
And the baron is a very corrupt, greedy person or anything like that, or has like done things that like shady stuff that's outside the village.
But
And
doesn't show that right away.
Yeah, it's under the corruption of, you know, higher figures and all that stuff. And this banditry is not going to attack any of the people in the village, but this raid is supposed to be just targeting his manor specifically. And so then the party finds out that it's like the bandits are really the good guys.
They can find this out by actually going around the town and talking to people.
It'll be like the kind of situation where it's just like the party could just take everything face value, fight the bandits, all that stuff. Like very cut and dry.
Yeah.
But then like if like the sense of like the goodness and all that stuff, that like that one fighter is overly nice and all that stuff, maybe if that knowledge ever gets come across, then he would want to join the bandit side.
Oh, he totally
because
would.
he would like fight for the people kind of sense, in which like the baron may be just like super greedy and has caused like through taxation caused a lot of death of like peasants and all that stuff, and that's why that guy would want to join up with the bandits instead.
Yeah, that would be a very good reason to want to join up with them.
Okay, if we're gonna go with that, how will we get the party to find out that the bandits are good?
Well, first off, maybe talking to everyone in town, but that does sort of lead into my idea for the third person.
Okay.
The mayor of the town. The mayor is, wants to join in. Maybe it's the sheriff or something along those lines. Like someone who's really important in the town, but not quite the baron, wants to go in on this. They want to join you too. But secretly, they're actually the leader of the bandits. And they're going to try to convince the party to switch sides at some point.
Okay. I could see that, where it's just like, just keep wanting to talk about like doing scouting missions or anything like that.
Yeah. It's like, oh, hey, why don't we go over here? Bandits are on the other side of town doing whatever they need to do while
or
he has you distracted.
or having them like, okay, we need to like look at the village, and he tries to show the party like impoverished sections, and then like go to the Baron's manor and all that stuff, and see how extravagant everything he has. And
Yeah.
maybe like the Baron, like when meeting up with this magnificent seven, then just like throws a feast for them for thanking for defending the town and defending him and his property and all that stuff. And like the party notices that it's super like lavish, while everyone
Yeah.
else out there is eating scraps and all that stuff.
Yeah. The sheriff could be like, oh, hey, we can go do this thing, but first, I need to go visit this little old lady that doesn't have any food. Or, like, I need to go do this other thing to help take care of the people because our Baron doesn't.
Oh yeah, like during the feast, if the players have like a high enough like uh, sight or perception or anything like that, they'll notice that the sheriff is like stowing away some food in his like pack, and then when the party leaves the town, like on the way out, then he just like empties out his pack and just gives it to a random person that are walking by.
Nice. Or a random person that, like, is begging or that he knows.
Yeah, just like a random person. If then if they ever ask, because they saw it, he
Right.
explains just like there's people like starving out here and all that stuff, but not like flat out just saying like, the Baron is like this. He's the bad guy. He wouldn't like flat out say it. It'll just like be dropping hints.
Right. So it's like, it would take absolutely, like, no, it would be not difficult in the slightest for him to convince, like, our first NPC to join him. But our second NPC would side with whatever the party decides to do. So at one point you would have two NPCs trying to convince you to join them, and the other ones with you guys, whatever you decide to do.
Yeah, because the annoying bard would just want the story.
Right.
He doesn't care what. But he would probably like do the excitement of like, ooh, intrigue, betrayal,
Yeah.
that
Getting,
extravagant things.
super excited about, oh, this is going to add so much to my story. But doesn't want to lead the story because of their own ideas. They just want to stand back and watch it happen.
Yeah. Okay, so dropping hints like that, they go out and scout the banditry.
Let's see. It's like they don't know where the bandits are at that time. They just know they're going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
So you could set the party up to set up like an elaborate trap. Or either like prompt them to come up with an idea to like catch the bandits in the act, or maybe wait till they steal the thing and then catch them on the run.
But we want the party to discover about them being the good guys before the week is up.
Do we? What if they discover that they're the good guys?
That would be the tipping point. Is during like that 1 week that the planned attack is when they decide which side they're on. On that planned day, is it going to be they're going to be on the bandit side, or are they going to be on the Baron side? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
So it's just
And
like, should we like have them encounter like possibly like bandit scouts, possibly capturing them?
definitely capturing a scout is a good way to get information. So they could capture a scout, and the scout's like, "We're doing this for the good of the people." And then it would prompt them to stop and think, "Wait a minute, what's going on here?" You
Yeah,
could also, like, if your party hasn't caught on to that by that point, like, if they're just not picking up on the cues or they're making terrible rolls, like, and the bandits do steal the thing and you catch them and they start, I don't know, fighting, heaven forbid. Like, there could be something that happens that brings all of this out.
Okay, but what?
Well, for starters, I feel like the sheriff would instantly flop sides and fight back.
I feel like it, like for the scouts, maybe to like not blow his cover, he would just non-lethally damage any bandit.
Yeah,
Like he will never actually kill, but just non-lethally knock him out.
of course.
There might be a point where like if the party goes too far on the Baron's side, then he will betray the group.
Oh, heck yeah. For sure.
But
Like,
if the fact gets uncovered and they still side with the Baron, that's when the lone fighter will betray the group.
yes, they just keep losing.
Also, the sheriff will betray the group.
Well, the sheriff betray first, and then if they keep going, then the lone fighter would betray.
Yeah, but then
You-
let's say if they do that, then the Baron promised them like good pay. So it's the whole like if you do an evil act, you get richly rewarded, but
Yeah.
you're allowing this man to continue to do what he does.
And
Or you
honestly,
can side with the bandits and not get as much money, but morally more fulfilling.
right. It's like, honestly, if you're running a campaign with evil characters, then yeah, sure,
This
side
whole
with the
twist
bandit,
will
get
be
the money.
pointless.
You know what? The twist is still there.
Actually,
and
no.
it's
Yeah,
still-
the twist
it would
could still
still-
happen.
It would still happen. It would still be a twist. And whether you running an evil or a good campaign, it's still a good story either way.
And you should give that that lone fighter, max player levels. And so if they betray and they just side with the Baron,
Oh, just instant party wipe?
yeah, and just have this lone fighter just like kill.
Okay, let's not instant party wipe on the first episode. Come on. I feel like he
that'd
should
be
at
so
least
funny.
be strong. I know. He should at least be strong. He would, like, pose a definite threat to the party if you lose him. But
Yeah, I feel like I don't want to give like NPCs player levels,
no.
but I feel like he should be as like equally strong, probably.
You should just scale it to match your party. Because, like, we don't know what level the players are at.
No, and yeah, we're trying to make this so that it could be at any level.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like he needs to be like really good, like probably like have that sense of like BA leadership kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's like as if you added another player.
While still being in the background.
Yes.
The party
like,
needs
I'm
to
not
be
making
the
decisions,
main.
but I'm
Yeah,
here.
I will give you advice when you ask for it. I
Yeah.
feel like that should be any NPC though.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the sheriff should just be like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm an NPC. I do stuff. Hi."
I think the sheriff, obviously the bard would just be always talking, like making those remarks after every action they do. If the game master wants to do that, or if wants to role play that out, good luck. But it will really solidify his or her personality. It'll be
It really
really
would.
funny.
Yeah, just like, oh, a good quip here and there. Oh, that was wonderful. That'll make a really good flavor text. Things along those lines.
Yeah, for the sheriff, I feel like he would probably like make remarks whenever the player, like the party, does action that's more leaning towards the Baron.
Yeah. Be like, I don't know about that one. Or whatever accent the game master, DM, whatever.
The
decides
most
to give him.
southern sheriff of all time.
Hey, I think sheriff, I think southern. That's what I do.
Not even western sheriff. It was like an Alabama, Georgia sheriff.
I can't control my accents. They just come out. And I can't repeat it. Anyway. So we've got...
New disclaimer, we're not
NPCs.
voice actors.
Oh, heck no. It's like we've got our NPCs. We've got our twist. So...
But I feel like our clues aren't that like, because a lot of people probably would just not get those clues.
not talk to
What was the
anyone.
more heavy form thing? Maybe the sheriff tries to like say is like maybe if we talk to them we could get them to not do it as a hoping to get the party to talk to the actual bandit leader
Yeah.
and then like actually start a communication.
Well, if you remember, as I said earlier, the sheriff is the bandit leader.
Oh, did you say that? God.
I did say that. I think I said. If I didn't say that, that's what I was thinking.
What bandit leader or probably maybe a higher ranking of individual.
Maybe, yeah. The
As
leader is
a,
someone else that sent them in to be
like
the
the
sheriff.
leader is purely like the figurehead and all that stuff, probably a well-known kind of like Robin Hood kind of bandit, while the sheriff might have been like a like a Little John kind of thing,
I mean, Little John was always my favorite character, so.
but it's like a very faithful like higher ranking underling that's
Yeah.
like I will go into enemy territory for the greater good and all that stuff.
Or maybe just got recruited on and was already the sheriff. That's why everyone already knows and loves them.
That too, like the underbelly, like the general peasantry of this village, like is in on all of that.
Yeah. Everyone knows the
But it's
bandits
just
are coming.
like, yeah,
Oh my gosh, what if the entire town is in on this? Like, everyone knows these bandits are coming. Everyone
well,
knows
yeah.
the
The
Baron
person who
is a terrible
posted the
person.
job posting is clearly the Baron,
Oh, obviously. And
trying
willing to
to
pay royally for this.
yeah, they're
But
trying
it's
to
a,
get outsiders because he knows that most of like the most of the people is just like starving, impoverished kind of thing.
yeah,
So he needs to find like stronger adventurers on outside, kind of thing.
like, oh, it's like going, I had a thought, it's gone. Come back, thought. So, if the players help the Baron, yes, they get a lot of money. If the players help the bandits, they get something worth more than that. It's the friends we made along the way. No. It's like they'll
That's when
either
the party
receive.
kills the bandits after helping the bandits.
Okay, that's the true evil path right there.
No, just like oh, we're not getting paid at all for helping you.
No, they'll get a portion of what was stolen. Like maybe it's something worth so much money that half of it is more than what the Baron would give you. And half of it would be enough to save the town and bankrupt the Baron and get him out of their hair.
Oh no, they were planning on like maybe the raid is to plan to kill the Baron.
Oh, snap.
Like
And
maybe
like what, half his assets?
maybe like the Baron has to stay there because like and he calls out for this because normally like if they like raid the village or anything like that, he just runs off to one of his other like mansions in other cities and all that stuff. But maybe he was holding an event, and let's say that event is like in 2 weeks,
Okay.
and so like big wigs, and it's a huge like feast and all that stuff. So he has to stay there, and that's
Yeah.
why he calls out for like hiring people to just kill the bandits. It's because he needs to stay there because he's going to be holding an important event right after they planned it, and that's why they planned it right before it.
He doesn't want his peers to see him running away from peasants.
Exactly, and the reason why that sheriff, they know about the event is because the sheriff is in charge of security for the guests and all that stuff, and that's why he knows the dates. That's why he told the peasants.
The extreme inside person.
Yes, that's how they know about the event and know that he can't leave. So that is the prime time of him being pinned down to keep his image and to finally kill him.
So being hired to protect this asset turns into sort of being hired to take out the Baron?
No, that's if the group decides to side with the bandits. The initial job
That's what I meant
posting
by
is
sort of being hired.
what was it?
That's what I meant by sort of being hired, like not quite, but like swayed into. If they side with the bandits.
Sort of, I think. I think they would promise like some things. Oh,
Yeah,
let's just say, just number sake. Let's say the Baron promises like 1,000 gold.
it's a lot of gold.
Yes, but then like if you side with the bandits, they're like, we need that to help the people and all
Right.
that stuff. We'll be able to get you guys like 250 gold.
Yeah. It's like, is it worth it at that point? Some players might actually weigh the difference and side with the Baron. Some other players are like, oh no, this is the right thing to do.
And that, yeah. And so I think that will also have a good impact on like the world, wherever the world that this is going to be put in. That if the Baron does, like, if the Baron survives or you side with the Baron, then it's just like people are still suffering and all that stuff. But if you side with the bandits, then maybe rumors spread around about like a Baron being killed off, and then like it will be labeled as like a rebellion taking over a village. Because in the like probably the Empire's perspective is an uprising, rebellion, killing off like their lord or baron.
Yeah,
And now they're
ruler.
controlling the town. Yeah, they're controlling the village on their own. So it's an act of rebellion.
That would be a thing. Would the players then get labeled
Would they
as
feel
rebel
guilty
leaders?
afterwards, or that
I
could?
mean, if they snap, that is quite a twist.
But that's like an aftermath. It's
Yeah.
just like the effects of whatever happens in this story.
Yeah, which is completely up to the game master to figure out.
Yeah. That's your job. Whatever happens
Yeah.
after this, it's on you. I don't want
He's
to think of
talking to
every
you, the
possibility.
listener. All right.
Okay.
So we've got more of a twist now. Is there, like, would there be an after? Like, if the players do this, let's do this. Like,
What do you mean?
if they side with the Baron then throws them a big party, right? Would
I
he
think-
try to cheat them out of the money?
Ooh. I did not think of that.
That's what I'm here for. So,
I think, let's say like it's that feast, right? And he's holding it for a higher, like high nobility and all that stuff. I think he would invite, like, if he sides with the Baron, if the party sides with the Baron, he holds a feast for them and makes like does a sort of power play. Maybe he does pay them, but does a power play of like, these are the people under me. They were able to kill off an entire group of bandits.
yeah, these are my
Just the
my
5
soldiers,
of them.
my minions.
Yeah, like a show of power kind of thing. Like, and then maybe he hires that bard, because the bard's the only one that's gonna stay if you side with the Baron.
Oh, was the
And
bard
hire the
under
bard to be under him now, and just like make stuff to make him look good and heroic.
was the
And
bard under his pay the whole time?
oh no, I was thinking about not like that is after that party, or like
Right.
during that party he employs like the bard so that he's going to like pay the bard to like spin that tail to make the bandits look really bad, and like the party of heroes who saved this village is under that Baron. So it ups the party's reputation, but then the party's gonna be known for being the soldiers or fighters for that Baron's colors.
Yeah, he's just attaching his name to it to add
Yeah.
more fame.
Like he's going to just
riding
pay
your
that
fame.
bard to spin it so that he will look good and act like the party is like flies his colors.
And here's another fun thought. You guys get the money, but with a high enough, like, investigation, perception, whatever game you're playing that is, you can tell it's fake. It's under an illusion, or it's just painted wood.
Oh
or
no, you do the oh
it's
my god.
leprechaun gold.
No, I'm trying to think of like what they actually did in like in history. Side history tidbit. The thing about like when you see people like biting on a coin after they get tossed a coin, that's because if you didn't know, gold is actually very malleable under like its solid form. So when people put it in their mouths and bite it, if it's purely gold, they're supposed to bite it and actually have their teeth sink into it a bit.
They leave teeth marks.
Yes, and that's how they know that it's real gold or it's gold all the way.
Yeah, so this could just be like.
So it could be like
plated.
yeah, it's like gold plate, but it's like wood or nickel that's underneath.
Copper, even.
I mean, copper still. No, today's society, copper is quite valuable.
Yes, but I don't know. It didn't used to be that valuable.
No, because I mean, in most like tabletop RPG fantasy games, it goes copper, silver, and then gold.
Yeah, it could just be clay, even clay coins painted.
Oh, that's even more evil.
Oh yeah,
Okay, yeah, let's have it clay.
clay coins, and they've just been
It's
painted gold.
not even kilned coins. Like they're a kilned clay. It's
Oh, so
very
it's
like
still soft.
yeah, the soft wet clay kind of. No, not
They-
exactly. Soft dry clay, so that it doesn't like it's still like somewhat bendable.
Yeah, that would be misleading.
Actually,
feel
no.
like the
Then it
paint
wouldn't
would
create
crack.
the. Now I'm just thinking like it wouldn't create the clink that
Yeah,
you would
you need
hear.
clay.
You need the clink.
So maybe there's multiple bags. Only one of them contains actual coins, and that's the
Oh.
one they show you.
You do the mobster style where it's just a small portion of it is real.
Yeah, and the rest of it's newspaper.
Oh, like yeah, he opens a chest and like on the top layers real coins, and the filler underneath is not.
Yeah, and psych, the chest is a mimic. No.
The Baron is a mimic.
Everything. Oh, I don't think they can do that.
He hugs you.
And suddenly, tentacles sprout out of his back. Yeah, it could
He
be that. It
consumes
could be...
his stomach opens like Gluttony from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, that's just terrifying. I don't want to think about that.
Oh, okay.
But he could end up being a monster that's controlling the minds and hearts of the people.
No, let's just say human is the worst kind of monster because it's kind of true.
I fully agree with you on
The
that
human
one.
greed is monstrous on its own.
It truly is.
Okay, so
That feels like a full quest to me. Save the
let's
town
go
and
down
hide
the
the Baron.
timeline. Let's go down the timeline. Party sees a quest posting for that says Magnificent Seven. Our villagers overheard bandits who plan on raiding our town in 1 week. We seek 7 or more strong warriors to help defend us. And let's say that village is, let's say, 2 days travel west or away.
Would it be 2 days travel or the village they found it in?
I feel like the Baron probably tries to like find fighters outside of his realm because of how malnourished everyone is, and
True, yeah.
probably like if there's anyone who lives in the village, wouldn't want to fight for this Baron because it's so
That's true.
crappy there and all that stuff.
That is very true. He would want outsiders because no one likes him.
Yeah, so give people who doesn't understand the situation.
So, 2 days travel away, whatever means to get there.
Yeah, whatever the like how they do it, but it's, let's say 2 days so that it gives them enough time to quote unquote investigate and plan ahead when they arrive there.
When they get there,
Actually, so they'll find the bard probably at the tavern. Maybe the party
place to
talks
find them.
about it and all that stuff, and he overhears them. He or she overhears them, and then decides to join up.
like full on invasive personality. Hey, I heard you guys talking. I want to join you. Along those lines.
Yeah, I want to make this into a story.
It's like, I overheard your private conversation.
Yeah, very like kind of jestery kind of thing,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Definitely
Flamboyantly talking. So, okay, where are we going to find... Now we're going to go, like, down the timeline. Where are we going to find the lone fighter?
I mean, I was imagining in the corner of the tavern, maybe with like
Okay,
one
his
candle.
name is Aragon. Okay.
Yeah, no, that specific trope is what I was going for.
What if... No, let's say, what if, like, they meet him on the way there in that 2 days travel? Maybe Just a lone fighter like walking down, and then the party will come across him like helping a random wagon fix their wheel or something like that.
Maybe he found the posting too and is headed there for the same thing.
Okay, and then they just meet him on the road.
Yeah, they meet him on the way there. He stopped to help someone. So they caught up with him.
Okay, that would just like make it a lot faster.
A little bit.
And then when they get there,
Rehashing the timeline a little bit, they meet the lone traveler first, then they meet the bard once they get there.
like they're gonna meet the bard at the village.
You said in the tavern, right?
Yeah, but the tavern that they're gonna get this job posting will be 2 days away.
Gotcha. No, at the tavern where they found the thing to start with. Okay,
Yes.
so bard first, then lone traveler.
Yes, and maybe like when they get to the village, they'll go to the baron's residence, and that's when they'll meet the sheriff, because the sheriff will like the baron's like he volunteered.
Yes. I've got someone that's going to go on this with you.
Yes, and then that will be like the seven, and he'll be very happy with the Magnificent Seven. And then the bard's like, Magnificent Seven, that's a perfect name. Jots down.
Oh, yeah. Instantly starts writing. Feather flying.
And so, as a joyous occasion that they got the seven, Baron holds like a small feast, which is still extravagant for the average person.
Right.
Good
Maybe
foods
in a-
all around.
In a private room at the tavern, possibly.
Oh, I thought it was like in the dining hall of the manor.
Oh, no, you don't get to go to the manor yet. That's when you finish the quest. I feel like a pompous baron wouldn't want just anyone coming to his manor, or mansion, or whatever, villa even.
Okay, so he like pays for the meal at
Yeah.
the tavern.
He's flaunting his money to show you that he has it.
Oh, and that's, yeah, obviously that would be like this is how much I'm paying you.
Yeah.
The 7 you I'm paying 1,000 gold.
And that could trigger like the players to maybe notice some other people in the tavern, giving them the stink eye.
Yeah, because like word spreads fast of just like, oh, he's working for the Baron.
Yeah, that would be announcing to the town that these are the ones. These are like out people from out of town. They're working
But
for the
then
Baron.
they can't say anything out loud publicly because it's just like if like any of the guards or like the private force that the Baron employs gets of it, it's just like instant execution kind of thing. Baron rules down with a
you're
iron
out.
fist.
Mm-hmm.
So then they eat. They notice that the sheriff stashes away some food, like just puts it in a satchel and all that stuff. If they notice that, then he gives a tour of the probably the region around the village.
Yeah, maybe tour of the town. All
Get a
the
lay of the
roads
land
in and
kind of
out.
thing.
Yeah. Wait, the sheriff gives them a tour.
Yeah, he's the only
Yeah.
local.
Well, yes.
And so
But
he would
that's
give
the
a
point.
lay of the land kind of thing, and that's when you will see the poor condition that the village is in.
Which might be, polished and shined up a little bit, but you can only, polish dirt so much. It's still dirt.
Yeah, unless you do that like MythBusters episode.
Yeah, no, well, that was actually really cool, but apparently you can polish dirt.
Okay, so after seeing the state and the layout of the village, they go out in like the woods. Let's say that this village is like surrounded by like forest, or maybe like to one side is forestry and all that stuff.
Yeah, there is a forest somewhere.
Yeah, they're at the edge of a forest, and then the road in and all that stuff. So they go out, and maybe that's how they stumble across a scout party.
Yeah, that could be where, like, a scout doesn't do very good on stealth and gets caught.
Well,
But not
no,
killed.
it's like You could do just a funny banter of like two bored guys that just like doing hypotheticals.
Oh, yeah, they're just sitting there in the forest, bored out of their minds because nothing ever happens.
Yeah, it's like when you're on guard duty.
And you just hear them talking. It can be the most random, off the wall, Monty Python worthy conversation.
Yeah. How would a swallow carry a coconut? Anyways,
And it's me.
maybe two of them are tied together on the same. Anyways,
Yeah.
so then it gives the party a chance to ambush them. Maybe probably the sheriff would suggest keeping them alive.
Right. Hopefully the party doesn't
It's like
decide
tries to convince the parties like maybe we could use them to like interrogate or anything like that.
definitely keep them alive. I mean, a sheriff wouldn't want to kill people in the first place.
I
So
mean,
it's a good place to come from.
I well, depends on how corrupt the person is. I
That is true.
believe. This one is very
think
pretty
highly.
much knows that this banditry is his brothers or sisters in arms,
Friends.
friends. So then that happens. Hopefully they capture it and all that stuff.
Right.
Maybe they'll give a location
Yeah.
of one of the bases where the leader is.
Yeah, like with enough interrogation or with a, well enough roll, they could get the location out of the scout.
No, let's just
But-
say like any like threats of like life or anything like that, they'll just automatically give this information
they-
away because we want them to get this information.
We do.
So let's not like hold it back behind a roll
Maybe with a good enough like
line.
well, the
And
really good check could be to see the sheriff winking at the scout, being like, just tell him.
no, like like a lot of a high enough roll to see that like the captured scout is like tends to look at the sheriff like in a sense of like looking for confirmation.
Yeah, like every time they go to answer a question and like give away information, they look at the sheriff first, be like, is this okay? Is this really
They
okay?
linger on the sheriff a little bit longer than when they pan to the other party members.
Yeah. Yeah.
That kind of thing.
So that's what would take a really good check. But the moment you threaten that scout, they spill everything.
They just spill like the leader's name, which I mean, I'm bad at coming up with names. That's why we haven't said any names.
Oh, right, names. Yeah.
Are you okay? Are you better at creating names than I am? Because I
Oh
suck
no,
at
I
names.
take forever picking out names.
That's why I've been avoiding saying a name.
Oh shoot, yeah. Yeah. Name your own characters.
That or maybe if I'm not lazy, I'll just pull up a random name generator. We all
Yeah.
know which one I'm going to be pulling from, and we're just going to use those names.
That works.
Everyone probably have pictured that god awful gaudy background, that blue background.
Oh, it hurts the eyes.
Everyone knows what website I'm talking about.
Anyway,
I love that website. I don't bash on it completely because I'm bad at coming up with names and I rely on it a lot.
I do too. Who doesn't rely on a name generator every time they need to come up with a character? Like, names
So-
are hard.
So you don't have the fifth Steve in your world.
I mean, it is kind of fun to have, like, multiple Steves.
No, I think the
I
funniest.
usually default to Larry.
I think the funniest name I ever gave someone. Side tangent that has nothing to do with our construction.
Yeah, but
I
it's fun.
once DM'd a game for a friend of mine where he saved a little girl necromancer, and she had a skeleton kind of guardian. But I thought, okay, a little girl who is bad with coming up names. So the skeleton's name is Bob.
That's adorable.
And so it's Bob the skeleton and all that stuff. And when that line got pulled out, my friend, the player, just like started laughing out of character. And so
That's
it became a
beautiful.
joke of like anytime someone gets any character introduced to Bob the skeleton, they would just stifle and like hold back laughter to not be rude to a little girl.
I mean, first off, yes, you definitely do not want to be mean to that little girl because she's probably adorable. But I feel like Bob is a great name for a skeleton.
It's the most simple name.
It is.
Anyways, side tangent over.
Inside tangent.
So what's his
they
name?
find out the name of the bandit boss. Let's call him Bob for now.
Yeah, he's a hulking man. I
Bandit
feel like a
boss
lot of
Bob.
cartoons have Bob, where it's just like just a hulking like henchman kind of look to him.
I feel like the name Bob is so like unassuming that you would totally underestimate him.
Side note: I'm now just picturing Bob from Overwatch.
Oh, I'm picturing Bob from Reboot.
I actually don't know that one.
I will show you later.
Okay. Yes, Bob the bandit leader. God.
Yes, Bob the bandit boss.
The bandit Bob boss.
The bandit Bob boss. Bob Ross.
Bandit boss
No.
Bob.
Bandit boss Bob.
Say that 5 times fast. Okay.
I'd rather not.
Um.
Anyway, so they find out the name of the bandit boss, Bob. See, it's great every time.
This is what happens when we do names.
We got to get better at coming up with names.
Generator, man. Generator. So they go deeper in the woods. If they decide to actually... So this is also a deciding factor. Is the party going to attack them, or are they going to try to negotiate with the bandits?
Well, that's where they're given the decision to.
Yes, this is like branching point. Like so many other branching points. Do they continue with the path of ignorance, in which then they'll attack, and that's when the sheriff is going to betray the group? And then the lone fighter, the lawful good fighter,
Let's call him Steve.
Steve. Oh my god. Steve is going to like
Okay, fine,
still
fine. Stefan. Better?
Stefan.
Yeah, Stefan.
So French fighter.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
I
French.
apologize to all French people. So he is going to be still under the pretense that bandits are bad and that sheriff was just an inside mole that's going to like still be bad for the town. So
Okay.
he would clearly fight with the party if they decide to fight the bandits. If they win, go back to the Baron, tell them that they eradicated the bandits. That is the end of the mission, right?
If no outside information is given, assume bandit's bad.
Yes.
Bad Bob.
That one could be a cool, just like bandit kind of like outpost kind of map layout,
Yeah.
which
just
will be a cool
like
way to
in and
like
out.
set up an ambush. Mm-hmm. That'll be really fun for the party, probably.
So if the party does go through with attacking this, they are given the option to set up an ambush, or the bandits ambush them.
I think it'll be them setting up an ambush, and when that probably sets up for the ambush, that is when the sheriff betrays them and ruins the ambush.
Oh. So them ambushing the bandits turns into one of the bandits ambushing them.
Yes, because
That's more fun.
because he knows that probably that ambush, it's better to play along to screw up their plan so that they're at a disadvantage rather than flat out betraying them, in which then they could deal with him separately and then have their own advantage about the ambush.
And then hopefully taking out this party that's there to destroy his friends.
Yes, and to ruin their plan.
Yes.
So
Maybe
yeah, that's how he's going to do
even
it.
capturing the players, tying them up, and trying to talk them into helping. And telling them everything at that point.
Oh, that could be. I
So
think
then
that'll be the backup strategy if the game master ever if he kills the party during this fight. You could then say it's not a TPK. You're all been non-lethally taken out.
Yeah. It's all non-lethal damage.
And then you wake up bound and all that stuff. And then the bandit leader Bob is going to, it's like, do the monologue.
Yeah, monologue Bob.
Monologue Bob is going to like do the pacing back and forth. It's just like, we're not the bad guys. You could believe us or not. You've seen the town with with your own eyes. The Baron has a stranglehold on the like just squeezing every piece of copper outside of anyone who's under him for his own greed and all that stuff. Yeah, all that. We are not going to be attacking any of the villagers. We are simply storming the Baron's mansion to finally kill him.
Were they storming the mansion to kill him or stealing the thing that was going to be delivered?
No, I feel like they. I think I said before, like
he was having an event. With
he's having an event, high class people, and that's why he can't move.
Right.
And so they're taking this opportunity to kill him because he can't move.
Good point. Yes. So they're gonna. What's the word I'm looking for?
Cooperate.
Crash the party.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, they're going. Like the players have the option at this point to cooperate and help crash the party.
Well, that okay. So that's the thing. I initially said that like the party was going to be like a little bit afterwards.
Yeah.
And so that they're still in preparation phase.
Okay.
And the planned, invasion or the planned raiding was going to be during the preparation, so they don't have to deal with other nobles with their personal guards.
Right. That would just get too messy.
Yeah, that's like too much protection. Mm-hmm. Especially when it's like those nobles didn't do as wrong like directly to them. They probably might be still bad people because they associate with this guy. Or they might actually be good nobles. That's like, I have to do this as an obligation for my nobility kind of thing to go to this sleazy guy's party.
Right. It's like, I don't like him, but I can't do anything about it.
I have to keep my image as nobility.
It's all about image for them.
Yes. So it's just like, you can't really judge them kind of thing. So it's like, they want to take him out before then.
So during all these party preparations is when, like, our Baron has everything, like, everyone's running around doing their own thing. He's not as guarded as he should be. Is that what you're talking about? Like, that's when the bandits will strike?
Yeah, maybe he did send out guards to, like, get, like, shipments and, like, supplies and all that stuff. He had to have those guarded, so then his force is slightly weaker. And that's when he heard about the invasion. And that's why he's like, I need to hire people. Yeah. That's from other towns.
Definitely no one from this town because they don't like me.
Yeah. No, they're weak peasants to him.
Not even dirt on my shoes.
Yes, exactly. So, if the party dies and attempt to attack the bandit hideout, then it could be just a captured this. And as a probably a show of good faith kind of thing, they're getting like, we're letting you go. We're not the bad guys. You could stay here or you could leave. We are going to be raiding them. And then that creates another choice to them. Are they going to double down and go to the, attack him again? Go to the Baron and tell him that?
Like they're given an ultimatum. Either you join us and help us with this, or
also this is when the sheriff says, I'm an inside man.
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm all part of this.
Yeah, he won't be tied up.
Yeah, you wake up and oh no, the sheriff is gone. But he's the one that tied us up.
Oh wait, no, the sheriff was supposed to betray the group and ruin their ambush. Never mind.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I completely forgot about that part. Yeah.
But then he gives them that ultimatum. Either you come help us or you sit here tied up for...
No, I think he would let them go as we're really not the bad guys. Help persuade the party. It's like, you could stay here to help us, or you could leave and just not be a part of it.
That wouldn't be smart, though, because if he lets them go and they decide to keep fighting against you, then, I feel like he would at least threaten to keep them tied up. Right?
Well, if we want to portray the bandits as the good guys, the Robin Hoods kind of thing,
it's true.
We gotta really portray we're trusting people. We want to trust you. We want to fight for the people. This is a good way of creating I'm really the good guy here.
We'll let you go. just leave, don't come back.
Yeah,
Or
you don't
can help
have to join us in the fight. Just don't help the Baron. We will take care of it. We have this planned situation. And
That
then
could work.
that's where it gives them another chance of like, don't do bad.
Yeah. And they could, the bandits could give them the idea of going back to the Baron saying we won.
Oh,
And
to like lower the security or
yeah,
like
so
have a
then,
sense of ease.
yeah, and so then the Baron's just like, ho ho ho, I don't have to have guards anymore.
And then that's
Psych.
when he invites like them to stay at the mansion.
Yeah, they get to go into the mansion, and that's when the bandits strike. When there is no guards, and it's just the party. Who is not going to help him because he's an evil person.
No, that's when the party like fights. Like it could also set up if the party goes this route, and does the lie. They could like then that could set up just a fight where it's the Baron and like his like few personal guards in a room.
Right.
And then once the fight is over, that's when everything goes the bandits sweep in, and then it's like end of the event kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like that
And
kind of
they could
scripted
be
boss
given-
fight.
They could be given another choice at that point if they decide to side with the Baron.
I mean,
Like, the bandits are coming. They know the bandits are coming. Do they tell the Baron?
the joy, because well, in order to get into the Baron's palace to spend the night there, they have to tell the Baron that they killed the bandits.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
It's just funny. Like one of the great things about tabletop role playing games is like there's so many. They have a choice of whether to go good or bad in this like
Right.
very binary kind of scenario we're just making. It's just like that could happen at any stage.
Oh yeah. It's like, oh, do they get back to town? Tell the Baron that the bandits are still coming, but let's pretend like we told them, or like that we told you that we beat them because that's what they think we're going to do. But really, we're on your side. Like, there's any number of things they could do.
Or they could
It's
just
still-
like, oh yeah, we'll stick here and we'll go with your plan, whatever plan that is, and we'll join you in the raid into it.
yeah.
They could do that as well.
Like,
Or
they
they could
could
be
keep-
like, oh no, you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna storm it ourselves tomorrow without any of the bandits' help, and we're gonna be just viewed as the perfect good guys.
Yeah.
That all could happen.
And honestly, it would still follow the same scenario up until the point where the players choose which side they're on. And honestly, like, you could have it set up to where it would be essentially even, like bandits versus guards. No, there'd be no winners there. It would just be back and forth. No one is better than the other until the players are put into the mix, and that decides what side is stronger.
I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's them being the main. It's having main character armor, or
Yes. Main character
that's
armor.
always
is
how
great.
it is. Main character powers.
Yep.
They're
'Cause-
always a swinging, deciding factor, no matter what.
Because they're the strongest.
Obviously, but I think we have a complete side quest.
Yeah, that does sound pretty complete. It gives you a lot of choice in the matter, and they can swing either way, whatever they feel like doing.
And a lot of chances for the players to screw something up and diverts the entire plot.
Yep. That's always fun to try to think around.
If
Lots
that
and
does
lots of
happen to
backstabbing.
you and you guys decide to put this side quest in your campaign, let
Feel
us
free.
know what happens on Twitter at QuestBoardPod, and I will probably read them. Hopefully, I'm very bad about like checking up on social medias.
I'll give him a hard time if he forgets.
Yeah, she'll be my little reminder.
Uh-huh.
If you have your own suggestion of a possible job posting, again, tweet us at QuestBoardPod, and maybe we'll actually add that to the list.
Which we will roll randomly every time. There's no telling what we're
we
going
will
to get.
never know which one we will actually get. So, thank you for listening to our very first episode on the Questboard podcast.
Thank you very much.
Have a good one.
See ya.